Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-November 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me about Cancer. What's going on for the collective here in Scorpio season? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cancerians. What is happening in early to mid-November? What's the vibe? What's the energy around us, please? Thank you. Hey, we got our good friend here, Mr. Bookhead. Chilling out. That is very much page-like type of energy, and I always enjoy when our good friend here drops by to say hello. He's kind of a rare oracle card, so I don't see him often, so that's nice. It's very good for new things, information absorption, communication. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about Bookhead. So we see this young-looking individual, got books in the hands, books for a necklace, books for a damn hat. And of course, we think of studies, we think of students, and it doesn't always mean about like actually going to school to learn things. It could just represent a hunger or a thirst for information. So for a lot of Cancerians in this time, if there's anything you're wanting to learn that's new, any new endeavor, now is a great time to learn about those things and absorb information, whether it's for things in the material world or even spiritual topics. This is awesome for just finding and absorbing information, which is really awesome. Now, again, it could really spread out to multiple ventures, like trying your hand at new things, new skills. But what's a big thing with page energy? It could represent youth. I mean, it could represent younger individuals, but they are all messengers. So when I see this card, I think of communication, talking. So we'll see if that shows up within the reading itself, how communication, proper communication, might be important for whatever it is you're going through right now. But then again, like with this, it's great for new adventures or new things in general. So I like when he's here. So we're just going to let him chill right there for a moment. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card over here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's see what we got. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time for the Cancerians. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, we'll talk about last week's reading. Now, there's been a lot of action-based energy around the Cancer Collective for a couple weeks now. Last week's reading was titled Big Breakthrough Incoming. So for a lot of you, if there's any situations where you've been feeling a little stuck in the rut or something that hasn't been moving to your liking, that energy could still hold over for a couple weeks, where it's like you can actually make a breakthrough, make a change, shift something, or make progress. So it was pretty good to me. I felt like it was a claimable reading last week, so hopefully that energy works out for you. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe, we could be seeing somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Cancer here, please. What do we have to start? Thank you. Okay, Hermit. All right, that energy is a little more withdrawn. So when I see this, maybe some of you are in Hermit mode, just laying low, doing your own thing. I've been seeing that for a few different signs in the Zodiac this week. We'll see what's up with that Hermit. Let's get a couple more, though. What do we have here? Thank you. Yeah, both of these cards also deal with information absorption as well, in an interesting way. But we do have the 4 of Cups, a little daydreamy, a little bit in the head. Let's get one more. What's happening? What we got for Cancer? Thank you. And there's the Page. So Page of Wands chilling right there. There's our communication and a lot of the stuff we were already talking about. For some reason, I'm picking up a little bit of strategy here. Either the need for it or there might be someone doing it. We'll have to see how this all plays out. But I'm initially picking up some sort of strategy or planning. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, we do have a nice even mixture of elements happening. We have some earth, we have some water, we have some fire. Nothing too volatile here, nothing too planted here. So it's nice and even for the most part. So whether these are different situations, maybe it's different aspects of the same thing, it all really depends. The only thing that I find intriguing is that these two cards on the extreme ends are totally different. Where the Hermit is withdrawn, pulled back, not speaking, this one's a bit of a chatterbox on the back end. So we're going to have to see how all this plays out, but I can't let go of the strategy and planning. We'll get to that. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we are starting with, of course, the Hermit. This card does have a lot of positives, but it does have some drawbacks as well. Virgo energy, so you might be connected to a Virgo when this shows up, but if that's not the case, like I mentioned, the Hermit is withdrawn, pulled back type of energy. So for some of you, there could be a situation where you're not putting as much energy into it, or there could be something that's been like really tiring you out, and you're like, you know what, I can't even put energy into this right now. So the Hermit pulls back its vibe. In regards to communication, it is quiet. It's not really saying anything. So of course, I mean, some of you might be in hermit mode in regards to something, or just life in general, where you're just in your bubble, in your comfort zone, doing your own thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. The positives of this card: information, wisdom, spirituality. There's a lot of good stuff that comes with this Hermit, but it's also a card that's in the dark. There's a little mystery to it, and it can represent a silent period in regards to something. So whether it's something you're not addressing or what have you, we'll see. I mean, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like I mentioned, it could be very good, but it's way different than what we have coming up on the back end. And again, the Hermit is a really strong thinker. This person's not withdrawn just to do it. It's like, I'm pulled back and I'm thinking. Same goes with this Four of Cups that we have right next to it. So both of these cards are really strong mentally. Same with that page we had in the very beginning, Bookhead. Now in the center of the Four of Cups, we see this individual. Looks like they're under a tree, taking a nap, taking a snooze. The universe is offering that cup, and they don't quite see it because they're in their own head. So in this time, watch out for the overthinking, the imagining, the daydreaming. To me, this is a card that's not all bad. I mean, it's not really moving. It's not really doing much. Same could be said with this. But to me, I feel like it's not moving, but it's preparing. Like we have the Hermit, we have the Four of Cups. It's like I'm getting my ducks in a row. I'm preparing for something slowly but surely. And we could see the action by the time we hit the end of this spread. Now, again, the positives of this Four of Cups, it means something is building underneath the surface. But a big challenge of it is, once again, fantasizing too much or daydreaming, being in the head a little too much, overthinking could be a problem with this card, or not making proper moves. But as we get to the back end, we're just going to place this Four of Cups right here next to this Hermit. And as you can see, like both of these cards, very deep contemplation when you combine them both. That's where I'm getting this plan-based energy from. But on the back, we do have the Page of Wands. Talk about action, talk about movement. Now, as I mentioned earlier, all pages represent action and forward momentum, which is a theme I've been picking up for you in recent weeks. The Page of Wands could represent a fire sign you're connected to, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius could be the case. And all pages are slightly different. This one has a lot of energy, a lot of gusto. The positive of it, it's going to chase down what it wants in form of conversation. It's fiery, it's back and forth, boom, boom, boom. But a challenge with this Page of Wands is that it can burn itself out. So in this time, it's very important that you don't put too much of your energy into one thing, or you don't burn yourself out in general. If you've been extra busy, or if you've been emotionally heightened in any sort of way, the Page of Wands could be a bit of a caution from Spirit, telling you that you need a little time to take a little rest, especially with all this stuff here on the front end. Now, it could be very simple. It could just be a conversation or a talk that we want to see. But the way the energy flows, it's like we're pulled back, we're thinking, we're planning, boom, into the action. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Cancer. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What's happening for my Cancers, please? What's going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that Hermit? Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Hermit time. What is this contemplation about? Why is the Hermit here? Thank you. Tower. All right, a bit of a recovery period here, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, this could also be an avoidance as well. I feel like if you are in lay low mode, lay low action, that is a really good thing. We do have the Tower in the upright underneath the Hermit. That could be very shocking, jarring type of energy. So the first two things I'm picking up here, again, I can't let go of somebody planning a big move. I'm still holding on to that message, and I'll probably repeat it a couple times as we move through. It's like someone planning their move popping up. I'm surprised. I'm doing something. It doesn't feel bad though. I don't want to be ominous. Now, when I see the Tower under the Hermit, either one, that is somebody recovering, where they went through a Tower moment. It was a lot to handle. It was a lot of energy to work through, and they have pulled back their energy just to heal through this shocking Tower moment, whatever it might be. It could also represent somebody trying to avoid this, where it's like, okay, my intuition's telling me this is not the road I want to walk down, so I'm going to pull back so I can avoid this Tower. A third message we can pull from this, we are currently at the time of this filming in Scorpio season. This is a Scorpio card. So again, this could just tell us within the next couple weeks or within Scorpio season, somebody's doing some heavy contemplation and possible planning. Okay, so we're just going to keep moving. I feel like 3 quick, easy messages there. Let's see what the Four of Cups has. And yeah, we're going to see what's going on. Even though things might seem quiet, there's a lot building under the surface. That's what that feels like to me. So let's go in on the Four of Cups. Let's see what's up. So why is that 4 here? For my Cancerians, please. What's happening? Thank you. Lady Justice. Yeah, someone getting their bearings straight here. Now, Lady Justice could really tie into a whole lot of different things. This is Libra energy. It's usually scales of balance. For some people, it could even be like, all right, well, I need to decide what to do or which way to go, because Lady Justice could be weighing the scales of a decision. So again, it ties into that theme that I've been picking up intuitively since the beginning, that somebody's in plan mode, or if not, if you're in a situation that's not ideal for you, Spirit might be urging you to do a little self-reflection and get into plan mode. Okay, like that might be the best route to go, like plan it, step by step. You don't have to be spontaneous about it. You don't got to be like the Tower. You can just go step by step by step. Now, Lady Justice is also karmic. She can be fair and balanced. I would say watch out for anything that you're putting your signature on this time, any legal situations, legal issues. But when I see her underneath the Four of Cups, it's like, all right, well, someone's thinking something. It's not really far-fetched, but they're getting their ducks in a row. That's just the big thing I'm picking up here. So whether it's you or somebody else, it's like this person has a plan of motion. They're getting their ducks in a row, and it doesn't feel like it's outside the realm of possibility. So again, this strategy, this planning, it's all over the place in your reading this week. So whether that's something you need to do or something someone you're connected to is doing. Yeah, she does have big karmic ties, but I'm not quite picking that up here. I mean, even the Tower could be karmic. So we'll see when the Page of Wands clarifier comes out. There could be karmic undertones to whatever situations you're dealing with. But let's see what's up with that page. And I'll make a final call on that when we get there. So why is that Page of Wands here? Why is the page here? Where's the Page of Wands here? Thank you. Six of Pentacles, very similar. So every card on the bottom does have some karmic archetype connected to it. I do feel for a lot of Cancers, you might be in a big time of change and metamorphosis, even if it's not readily showing on the surface, like in the undertone, like with the Tower, Lady Justice, Six of Pentacles. These are all extremely karmic in nature, and it could represent just being in a cocoon of sorts, like something big could be coming up in the very near future. Now, the Six of Pentacles is fair, it's balanced. Notice we're getting this. There's like a certain energy of fairness and balance. Like, is this fair? Is it not? Is this right? I mean, it all really depends on what it is you're going through. But the Six of Pentacles is a very giving type of energy. So with all I've been seeing within the reading itself, with all the strategy, all the planning, and all the stuff going on, when this page of energy, when the energy starts to move with this Page of Wands, it's going to move in the proper way. This is somebody that's going to be doing the right thing, following the right process, making the right moves because it's been planned thoroughly. That's how it picks up to me. I don't feel like this is anything nefarious or anything to be super concerned about, but there is action coming. right? Like when I see this page and the Six of Pentacles. Now, for a portion of you, this could come in the realm of conversation, of course. Like there might be some sort of conversation that sets you at ease, or it's just very fair and balanced what I'm picking up here. So it's interesting that we have all this energy showing up within the reading. I don't feel like it's necessarily bad, but the main name of the game in this week's energy is strategy and planning. Okay, whether you or somebody else, it's just all over the place. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Hermit clarified by the Tower. Now, I did give several messages for that. First and foremost, if it is somebody that's been through a tower moment, or you have recently been through some sort of shock to the system, the withdrawn energy is more so just like healing and getting their bearings straight. We kind of see that here. And there is a slow improvement as we move forward, because I'm picking up a process, one foot in front of the other, step by step by step. There shouldn't be anything that you do spontaneously. I feel like a process or a step-by-step mode is the best way to go. Another vibe I was picking up with that Hermit is someone avoiding a tower moment. So if something's been very quiet, it's like, oh no, I'd rather not deal with that. But another vibe I was picking up here, like within the rest of Scorpio season, the next couple of weeks, it could just be a little quiet. Okay, moving into the center, we have the Four of Cups, the thinking with Lady Justice in the upright. So again, watch out for anything legal or anything you're putting your signature on in this time. I feel, again, the strategy and planning showing up here once again. But I feel like it's somebody like they're going to do something right. They're going to do it the right way, especially as we move to the back end and we see how the energy improves as we go through. I picked up karmic undertones. A lot of you could be on the precipice where things might not be changing on the surface, but underneath it's like the groundwork is being laid. I love how this energy moves forward, because it improves more as it goes along and it goes step by step by step. If that is a conversation or a talk of some kind, it's one that will be positive in nature and set you at ease. So overall, I like this energy. It's somebody doing something the right way. Okay, so please take a screenshot if you'd like to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay. And I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. It could be a good thing. And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get it going here. What do we got for Cancer? What do we got? Thank you. Four of Swords. Yeah, so it seems quiet. Just like these top two cards. The Four of Swords is a card of rest, relaxation, stillness. It's not really moving much. So I can reiterate this once again with certain situations you're dealing with where it may seem quiet. It may seem like there's nothing going on the surface, but underneath something's building up in a very big way. Now, also similar to this on the front end for a lot of Cancerians, if you're feeling a little zapped, if your energy's a little low, or if you've been busy, and your energy's been all over the place for whatever reason, Spirit could be asking you to take a step back, relax, and recharge the batteries in one form or another. Some of you might need some sort of recuperation when this card shows up, and it's not a bad thing. Also, watch your dreams. There is something here that connects with sleep and dreams. So if you're having a lot of vivid dreams, maybe make a note of them and keep an eye on that. So we're just going to leave it right at there. Cancer, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details and then the November subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my all-time favorite decks, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you feel is the most misunderstood? And if you're new to tarot completely, which one do you have a little trouble with understanding its meaning? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.